1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move, whatever click you choose.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. You're down. For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro. And if you want to get that song, it is available only for purchase directly from me on a digital download link on a 10-song EP. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com. You can Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP, man. Now let's hop right up into this video, man. So my apologies, right? I was trying to get this video to you guys yesterday. So I had put up a video yesterday on this topic, and I used some of the live that somebody sent to me where Dubs was being disrespectful, right? So I tried to play you guys that whole live. Now, during the course of that live, Dubs was playing some music that was copyrighted, and so I was unable to give you guys that video because it's copyrighted music, right? But I was hoping that the music was playing low enough and it wouldn't be detected by YouTube, but that wasn't the case, right? So like I said, man, often, right, Dubs will go live late at night. I don't know what time it will be some of the times, right? He'll say a lot of disrespectful things toward me, and then he'll delete the live. You know, at times individuals will catch the live, record it, and send me the live, right? So I have several different videos where this dude is, like I said, man, crossing the line, being majorly disrespectful, right? But so let me show you the video that I got sent a couple days ago.
Oh, Chill's a bitch, Holmes. Hey, I'm trying not to go in on Chill. I really am.
Now, I'm gonna have to show you guys, you know, those videos, like I said, in small increments due to the copyright violation and all that old type of stuff. So, you know, at this point, man, I feel like fuck Dubs. I don't owe Dubs any loyalty. I don't owe Dubs. I'm not just to hold his secrets and none of that shit no more, right? So, now, when Dubs initially got disrespectful on that live maybe 6 or 7 months ago that put all this stuff into motion, right, I got sent 3 or 4 different versions. So I didn't see this one particular version to maybe like 5 or 6 months later. But during this version, right, Dubs said, hey, I'm gonna text Chill right now. I'm gonna text Chill right now. Look what I said to this fool or whatever, right? So
I just texted him right now. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys right now exactly what I told his fucking ass.
He texts me. So later on, when I seen that, I realized, okay, that was at the time when me and Dubs was texting, like I told you guys.
I said, you want to talk about me? You want to talk about me when you were on some lame ass yards? Let's do this, fool.
Dubs was texting me saying, hey man, did you put up a video? And I said, hey man, did you even look at the video? He replies, no, but he's still talking crazy and this and this and that. So the last thing I tell Dubs is, hey man, I think you had too much to drink. He hits me up the next morning, first through text. He says, yes, I think I did have too much to drink. At some point we hop on the phone. He said, hey man, you know, I spoke to Gunner. I told Gunner that we owe you an apology, and we're gonna go live and issue that apology. You know, watch it at 6 o'clock tonight or whatever time they was gonna go put it up, right? So I said, hey Dub, you know, well, that's cool and all, but man, hey, I feel since you disrespected me on YouTube, that's where I'm gonna reply on YouTube, and I'm just to let them know that you told me you went SNY. Dub said, hey man, listen, do what you feel you have to do. He said, but hey, do me a favor, man, can you not let them know the reason that I told you that I went SNY, he said, you know, remember that, man, you know, because I think, you know, it might cause you some heat or so on and so forth, right? So when he's telling me this, I already know it's his attempt at a mind manipulation. How the fuck is what you said gonna get me in some motherfucking trouble? You know what I'm saying? Those are your motherfucking words, not mine, right? So I'm gonna show you guys initially what I said in that first video when I put out the information that Dubs did tell me he went SNY. That is, Dubs says then, well, hey, Chill, what is my status? I tell Dubs, well, of course, I don't know 100%. I wasn't on the line with you, but I definitely believe when it comes to your people, you're no good. Then he went on to explain a few other things in relation to him going SNY that I don't necessarily feel is important for me to talk about, right? And this whole conversation would have stayed private had him and Gunner not chose to make it public. Now, if you guys, so I got to go find the video, right? So I don't know exactly what I said, but I said, you know, Dubs told me some things about him going SNY, some things I don't necessarily feel it's important to mention or whatever, right? So even in that moment, even after the disrespect, right, I wasn't mad or upset with Dubs. I just told myself, okay, at this point, I'm going to play the YouTube game. We're going to do the content, because before that moment, there may have been things that came out about Dubs that I was not willing to get into or address, because a lot of people had been sending me information relating to Dubs, right? I may or I may not go and find it in this video, right? But at one point in time, a couple of years ago, Dubs reached out to me and said, hey man, it was around Christmas. He said, hey man, let's do like a video and send Christmas greetings to everybody or whatever, right? So shortly after that, somebody reached out to me. Somebody who was not black reached out to me and said, hey man, you know, I seen you make the video with Dubs. Just in case you don't know, man, here's the scoop on Dubs. They gave me what I believe is a very truthful, plausible rundown on why Dubs rolled it up, right? And then later on, that was confirmed by another individual. I have very credible information. So just to keep it 100, no, you know, I do not believe Dub rolled up with one shower shoe. He was whacked out on whatever, this and that, you know, like the rumors were saying. Just the information that I got and was verified by somebody else later on, a separate person, just causes me to believe, you know, that is a truthful account of what really happened, right? And like I said, by those dudes reaching out to me and sharing me that information, I'm not going to put that out there. But I'm going to tell you why Dubs told me that he rolled up. So like I said, in the course of that conversation, when we had that initial conversation, and I said, Dubs, you know, I can also bring up your status. And Dubs was like, hey, man, what is my status? I said, well, you know, I wasn't on the yard with you, but I believe that you're no good among your people. Dubs then goes on to say, well, yeah, you know, I am no good. And he explained going to the SNY. Now, here's why Dubs told me, and Gunner was on the phone. And of course, you know, Gunner, he's always going to lie. He's going to back Dubs' play. So who knows if they'll address this or not. But I want Dubs to, since he loves to put things on his mother to emphasize his point, I want him to put that on his mother, rest in peace, that we didn't have this conversation, right? So Dubs goes on to tell me the reason that he rolled up is because the Southerners on the yard that he was on was harboring snitches. There were snitches on that yard, according to Dubs. These are Dubs' words. There were snitches on that yard, and they were not willing to do anything with them, and Dubs did not want to program around those type of individuals, and so Dubs went PC. Now, those are Dubs' words. Now, whether he was lying or not, or whether he was trying to throw me off to the real reason, only Dubs knows about that, right? But to me, it's crazy how he'll sit back, man, and this is the, you know, this is the piece of shit that Dubs is, right? He'll sit back and he'll try to, you know, say all these good things about him, but behind closed doors, he's talking shit about him, you know. But like I said, only Dubs knows the real reason that he rolled up. But now I want to see if Dubs is going to put that on his mother, that I'm lying about this situation. Now, and of course, like I said, in relation to Gunner, right, we already know that Gunner is going to back Dubs' play. I seen in the video when all this stuff was coming out, initially, Gunner claimed that he did not know Dubs' status. You know, he said Dubs didn't reveal that information. Later on, once it came out that Dubs was in fact on a PC yard, then Gunner pops up and says, of course I knew. I talk to Dubs all the time. Of course you think Dubs is my boy. You think he's not going to share that information with me? But in one of those videos that I made right after all this occurred, I said, of course I knew that Gunner knew, because me and Dubs had only had 2 or 3 conversations in total on the phone before he shared this information with me, right? So my thinking was, me and Dubs was never pally or buddy. We talked about a few YouTube tips on things to do on how to enhance your views and you know, certain how to add commercials to your videos and this and that, but we never had no deep in-depth conversation, right? So my point of saying all that is, if only after 2 or 3 conversations Dubs would reveal to me that he went SNY, then of course I knew that he had told Gunner. But like I said, man, these dudes lie so damn much, man. And just a trip how, you know, I trip on how sometimes you have certain individuals who will want to defend Dubs because they want to make it out to be a racial thing. And this has nothing to do with race, man. Dubs is a disrespectful hypocrite of the biggest form, man. This dude will say something one day and then totally change his whole stance on that 2 or 3 days later. So dudes kill me, man, trying to make shit about race, defending Dubs just because he may happen to be of the same race that they are, you know. Also in this live that I have, I mean, this video that someone sent to me, right? He's saying, hey man, you know, they never put me up for CMC. You know, they wouldn't put me up. They put Chill up though. To me, it is now. It's ridiculous, right? Because in a video he made a couple of days ago, just 2 or 3 days ago, he was talking about curfew yards and that CMC was off limits to his people. So my whole point once again is, he knew that before he even tried to smut me, making it seem like I was somewhere bad because he couldn't go there because of his people. So to me, it's just crazy, right? But he'll bring that up and he'll say, oh man, you know, this CMC stuff, but Dubs, you was on an SNY yard for 12 years. You had more time on the SNY yard than you had on the main line. In that initial video when he was talking stuff, right, he says Chill was on a lame yard. I've never been on any lame yards.
Man. I was never on a soft ass yard.
This dude says this in the video before it came out that he actually had in fact went to a SNY yard, before that lawsuit was revealed and brought to YouTube, before his board transcripts was brought to YouTube, right? And I will try to get to those transcripts and react to those transcripts this weekend. The only thing is, those transcripts are 2 hours long. So in order for me to react to it, I have to sit here for 2 hours. And then if I edit it and if I add my input, which you have to do on someone else's content, I can't just upload somebody else's content and let it play, because that's stealing content. So for a reaction video, YouTube requires you to give your input, to make comments, so on and so forth. So if I do that and then have to edit it, it might be a 5 or 6 hour job. And so that's why I haven't got to that yet, but I will definitely get to that, right? So like I said, once again, man, those are Dubs' words. Those are Dubs' words, you know, so don't be upset with me, man, because I no longer continue to hold this man's secret or whatever. Now, also in the course of that conversation, right, because it was a trip, the initial conversation, he was saying, oh yeah, I was telling Chill what it was, wasn't I, Gunner? Gunner's all the hell yeah. But see, they withheld a whole lot of information from that conversation. Dubs goes on to tell me that he's scared, he's nervous, he's shaking like Elvis. His life is on the line. People are sending pictures to his house of a black man holding a gun and all this type of stuff, you know. So to me, it's just a trip how you know, Gunner will try to come to this man's aid even in a lie, man. Gunner is so enamored with this dude, man, that Gunner is willing to sacrifice his own integrity, you know, just to back up this dude, which he knows this dude is a liar. You know, he knows this dude, man, dropped out. You know, at the most, I could see if you just was quiet and wouldn't take any position on it. But to back this dude up in what you know to be a lie just shows a whole lot about both of these individuals, man. So once again, I want Dubs to put it on his mother, rest in peace, that we didn't have this conversation. He didn't know, as he knew before I put those videos out that he told me he went SNY. He knew the video was coming out, right? He asked me once again, don't put out why I told you I rolled up. Now, since he loves to put things on his mother, rest in peace, let's see if he's gonna do that. Anyway, Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.